Namaste, I'm Ashima and I welcome you all to the first session of my new show Anybody Can Cook. This show is for all kinds of viewers from beginners to professionals. So let's start off with a sweet dish. And the main ingredient I'll be using for this sweet dish is going to be gourd.
তো এটার অনেক ফুড ভ্যালুও আছে। এটাতে আমরা এমনি জেনারেলি যে পায়েস খাই চাল দিয়ে বা অন্য অনেক কিছু দিয়ে, কিন্তু এটা দিয়েও ভীষণ সুন্দর পায়েস হয়, একটা সুইট ডিশ তৈরি হয়। বিশেষ করে ডায়াবেটিস পেশেন্ট যারা, ডায়াবেটিস পেশেন্টের জন্য তো এটা ভীষণ উপকারী। তো আসুন আজকে আপনাদের আমি দেখাই কি করে লাউয়ের পায়েস করতে।
The ingredients needed to prepare this dish are simple and easily available. The first is, of course, gourd. Then we need some sugar, then ghee or clarified butter. But you can also use simply butter if you can't find ghee. Then we need some almonds, cashew nuts, raisins, milk, which I'll talk about in a minute, water, and also some bay leaf and cardamoms. So let's get started by cutting the gourd first.
কেটে নেব। এই লাউটাকে আমি দেখিয়ে দিচ্ছি। কি করে
I'm cutting them into small quarters so I can show you well. Now you see this? This skin here, you can either lightly scrub it with your knife or just simply wash the gourd well with soap or just simply wash it with warm water so that you don't need to remove the peel. And do not peel off the skin. It is very important that it stays on. All the vitamins from the gourd usually lie in the skin and it is very nutritious, so don't throw that away or it is just going to be waste. Now it's time to scrub it, so let's scrub it lightly and then we need to grate it. So do as I am doing, grate this into long strips, just like I'm doing here. Grate them into long strips and then just like this, keep on grating, and then that's done. Now I've cut my gourd into small strips. Now you must remember one thing, that is the seeds should not be used. You can either just cut them out beforehand or simply stop grating when it starts getting soft and mushy. You don't need the seeds, you just need the hard parts. So keep on scrubbing until you get these things get a little bit of mushy, so stop right there. You have reached the seeds then. Okay, so now I'm lighting the stove to medium. I'm using a non-stick skillet here, but you can use anything you want, cast iron pans or simply stainless steel pans. And now I'm about to use my milk. Now about the milk, you can use anything you want. I'm using whole milk here, but you can use any kind you like, fat-free, 2%, anything. Just use whatever your heart desires and whatever you think is healthy. So use that, and while I use this one, so here it goes. The milk that I'm using, I had already pre-boiled it and reduced it to half its amount. And now I'm going to add about 2 cups of this measuring cup worth of the grated gourd, and that will be enough for 4 to 5 people. It is a sweet dish, so you don't need a whole lot. And then I'm going to boil down my milk. If you haven't done it already, like I have, then you need to boil down your milk from, say, about half a liter for this much, and then you need to reduce it down to 250 ml. Now we have to boil the gourd for some time as well, so that it doesn't remain raw and it gets really soft. And Now you see that my milk has already started to bubble since it was really hot before, so I let it cool slightly, not completely. So it's already about bubbling, and this will be the perfect time to add them in. So adding my gourd inside. Okay, now I'm going to add a bay leaf. Now remember that whenever you use a bay leaf, always stir it. Tear the leaf not completely, but in some areas to stir it a bit so that it can infuse the flavors into the milk properly. Otherwise, it won't infuse properly and it will only just smell and you won't get tasted well. Okay, so now infuse that in, and then I'm going to let it cover and simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes on medium low. My milk has been cooking for about 10 to 12 minutes now, and as you can see, the level has gone down a bit, but not so much since gourd has water of its own, so it releases some water, and that is why you need to keep on checking at regular intervals to see how much the water level has gone down. You can cook it to your desired consistency. If you want it really thin, then go ahead and add some water to it, but if you want it thick, then you need to boil it down some more. But do stir occasionally, otherwise it will stick. Now mine is just as I want it, so I'm just going to add 2 cardamom pods to it now. So 2 is just enough, so no need to overpower anything, and it smells really delicious in here. So this is almost done, so I'm just going to light another small skillet here, and then we're going to add some clarified butter or ghee, or you can just simply use butter if you don't have it. So just very little. I'm using about a quarter tablespoon for this because you need to keep in mind that it's going to be a healthy dish, so no need to add too much of fat. And it is also that we're keeping in mind the patients like diabetic patients or people who have hypertension. So adding very little ghee to it, and then I'm going to add in some cashew nuts and almonds and fry them lightly. Now I need to know that just before turning off the stove, we need to add raisins to the pudding. Just before turning off the stove, remember that, not before, because raisin has a really bad ability to curdle the milk. So don't add it earlier, add just about a minute or so before you turn off the stove. Just after adding the raisins, it's time to add the sugar. Now, of course, you need to sweeten it to your liking. I'm using 2 tablespoons of sugar, but you can also use sugar-free or honey for this. So just add it, and then you need to cover it and cook for some time so that the sugar also lets out its water and it gets mixed perfectly with the pudding. My pudding is done, and look at how tender they are. They're cooked perfectly for me, but you can cook them to your desired consistency. If you need to have like a bite to it, then you cook a bit less. So now you need to keep checking occasionally for best results, of course, or it will burn. So now it's time for the plating. So nothing fancy, just putting it into a large bowl here. Now just pour that in and simply garnish with some fried nuts. Just, you can remove the bay leaf if you want, since it's not needed anymore. You can remove the bay leaf, but that's it. It's done. Add the cashews and almonds before. Just add them after the cooking is done, and just for garnish. Don't add them while it's still cooking, otherwise the milk will curdle. If you like this recipe and if you have tried it at home, then please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And those who haven't tried it yet, then please go to your kitchen right now and try it. It is really delicious and very healthy. And tell me how it was in the comment below after you have tried it out. I would love to hear from you guys. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching my video. Stay tuned for more and subscribe for updates. Thank you.